You're listening to UFO Undercover with your host, Joe Montaldo, right here on the Paranormal Radio Network.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Tuesday night edition of Into the Night with me, your host, Sean Kelly. It is so damn hot here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, okay, that I am not wearing my cap tonight, okay, because it's just like, it is too hot. You know, what the hell's up with this weather? I don't know. I'm sure it's hot out in Colorado. And Kirk, good to see you, buddy. Heidi, oh my God, welcome. Much love from Pittsburgh to you, hon. Hey, Bob Pasco, good to see you. Kurt, good, definitely, always good to see you, Kurt. Absolutely. Brian, Kevin, yeah, Kevin. I think it's Kevin or Brian, one or the other. I don't know. Forgive me. It's too damn hot. My brain is fried. Good to see you guys. And I will check my private messages, Z, um, to check out those things. So are they, Brian, before we go on, or Kevin, I'm sorry, I'm just like all burnt out in the brain. Who else did I miss? Oh, that girl too. I saw her in the room. Good to see you all. Good to see you all. I'm just happy as hell. It's Keith. Okay, Keith. Okay, Keith. Andrew DeSanti Sr. Good to see you, sir. Thank you for stopping in. All right, Keith. Thank you. I'll check out those later on. Did they sound legit, though? I need to ask you, Keith, before I read and listen to them. I'd appreciate it. But I want to thank you to watching Into the Night with me, your host, Sean Kelly, this Tuesday night. And I want to thank UPRN Talk Radio, 105.3 Mississippi, 107.7 New Orleans. And don't forget, my dear, dear friend, CL Thomas, she has her podcast right after mine. It's called the Gateway Podcast. Look, my brain is just like fried up to the heat. So it's going to be crazy tonight, but it's going to be a fun crazy tonight. But her guest tonight is, I do not know how to pronounce it, Dacre Stoker. Okay. And her show is going to be on the Dracula Files. So her show starts at 9:15, right after mine. So, after my show, please go over. Joe Fox, good to see you. So after my show, please go over to and check out CL's. Uh, Keith says, but we're also in the heat wave warning until tomorrow night. Oh my gosh, Heidi, 30 wildfires. Holy crap. What the hell's going on with this weather, man? Mother Nature, does she like us or what? What's going on? And it really stinks. And when it rains, it just makes it more humid out, you know? And it's like, damn, can't you give us a break? This is like, hey, Rhonda, good to see you, hon. Thank you for popping in. Can it be nice for a while? Sure, September's coming up next month, and the leaves start to change, and then October, and it's supposed to get cold or a little cooler. That's where the good to see you too. And that's when all the women steal all their men's or boyfriend's hoodies, and they wear shorts and flip flops. That weather is coming up, hopefully, unless they decide not to, unless Mother Nature decides not for that to happen. And I hope she's like, life is never like that. Hey, CL, good to see you. Oh, I know, Kurt. Autumn can't get here fast enough. So how about Sunday when I had Philip Siracusa? It was a decent show. I hope a lot of people got something out of it. And what I like, hey Tara, good to see you, hon. All right, and all I know is that I learned some stuff from Philip. Okay, now him and I we're friends, we're good friends, and he's a very good paranormal investigator, and we agree to disagree, and that's what we do. We don't. It's just like I got my opinions, and he has his. So it's just like, okay, all right, so we'll just go with it. But I did learn a lot, and I hope everybody out there had a good one. Listened to the show, enjoyed it very much. But what I want to bring up tonight at the beginning um, is that the other day, I was asked to come to a house to, do a walkthrough, to sit down with, you know, should I call them my clients? I guess you can. Um, but, you know, they're friends. And they called me up the other day and they said, "Do you think you can stop by the house? Because a lot of crap is happening." So I went down there the other day. Mary Ruth Mitchell, "I'd like to investigate, but I don't want to bring anything home with me." Don't even worry about it, Mary. Depends on who you're with. Exactly. Phil was an awesome guest, Sean. Thank you, Kurt. But Mary, you usually doesn't happen. Hopefully one day that you'll be able to go out there. When you do go out with some, just don't go out on your own. Find a good group out there, a paranormal group, and then go with them as a guest. See if they'll take you along. But so I went to this house, and there was a lot of things that were happening in the house. I don't want to get into the specifics out of the courtesy of the people at the house that I was with. And then when I went there, nothing really happened. Thank you, Joe Fox. Um, but nothing really happened. I walked in and I sat down and I walked around the house, and I didn't get no weird feelings. Like I call them my spidey senses. They weren't kicking in at all. And so, but out there, I just sat down and I talked with the people and sat down with them, and they were like kind of shocked because nothing was happening. And it could have been like two reasons. First of all, the spirit or whatever entity, whatever was going on in there, knew I was coming and they left. And that happens all the time. You can ask anybody. You can ask Tara, you can ask Val, you can ask anybody that have gone investigating with me. When the spirits know I'm coming to a house, they run away until I leave and then they come back. But, and that's true. That's very true. But uh, it does hide. Yes, it does, CO. And but as I was sitting there and I was talking with the person, and then in my in I don't want to call it a job, but in my field, I usually sit down with the people and start asking questions. And when I start asking questions, and they Gary, good to see you, buddy. But I start sitting down talking to the people, and we get into conversation. Come to find out, the person's significant other, okay, um, sometimes, you know, when there's no bad stuff happen around whenever the significant other's around. I quit my question to you guys tonight, okay, on this. Do you think that the energy that you release in your house, in your apartment, at your work, the energy, we'll say your anxiety, your fear, your stuff like that, um, and you release that in out there in the universe. Do you believe that other spirits out there are attracted to that energy and they come in and they start causing a ruckus? Heidi says absolutely do. Okay. Rhonda says anxiety, fear, negative energy attracts the same energy. Yes. So hopefully, we, oh no, you don't. But sometimes there's no choice in the matter about that. Something that the person who is living with the person who has all that situation that they're in, they have to learn how to deal with it. But I do believe that I gave them a peace of mind the other night, knowing that give them a little things to do whenever the situation occurs, you know. But and this is not just for it's for everyone out there, and not one particular person. What I'm asking you guys tonight, it happens all the time, you know. I mean, think about it. You're in a place, and you've been hurt, you've been tramped on, you got a lot of anger, a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, a lot of anxiety, a lot. You have to realize that what you're doing is that you're releasing all that negative energy out there in the universe. Okay, and what happens is the spirits pick up on that. What the killer is, so sometimes now, usually there are places where they have high power lines, that go over the residents. And with power lines like that, that even brings off a lot more EMF going on. So, I mean, it's like the perfect storm. If you remember that movie, it's the perfect storm. Everything just mingles together. We have some stuff in here that some people wrote in here. Let's see what we got. Um, Heidi says, I lived it. Not fun, actually, but empowering. Okay. And Kurt said, 100% from whatever you're putting out there, you're a lighthouse on a dark night. So what you put out, I'm guessing you're going to receive or find something to try to manipulate those feelings. Very true. Gary says, I need to attract a handyman spirits so they can help me finish jobs faster. That's funny, dude. Rhonda says, I also believe if someone continues to tell a story and they claims that a negative spirit is in their home or business, can manifest after continuous stories, even if they are not true. Rhonda, that stuff, you hit it right on the nail. That is definitely true. And I have done a lot of investigations like that, okay, where the people are just like, um, I got the devil in my house, or I got something evil in my house, and they continue saying it and saying it and saying it, and eventually, not the devil, but something nasty entity will come in and start raising Hades. You know, let's see. Z says, I believe in someone is spreading their negative energy in the space device electricities, and people that are unaware and not shielding, even distract, will have its reaction spread about. True. Mary Ruth says it actually feeds, attracts bad spirits, which can create chaos in your home. I grew up in a haunted house, which was fueled by my mother's anger, anxiety, and bitterness. Thank you, Mary, for sharing that. And Mary's true. Heidi says high voltage power hub with train tracks and a running creek all make for the perfect storm, and that is true. That is true. Don't worry about your typo, hell. Don't worry about your typo, hell. It's okay. We're all good here. But good. I'm glad that I brought that up, and I'm glad that you guys have answered. Um, I just thought I'd bring it up to see, what other people feel. Um, and like the best time for me to go on a ghost hunt sometimes, and Heidi wrote it right there in the chat room. She says, thunderstorms and lightning. Oh, yeah. You go out investigating during the lightning storm. First of all, stay in your car. Don't go out, right? But with the lightning storm going on with the thunder dudes and dudettes, I'm telling you, it's insane. It really is insane because all that energy, all that energy that's out there due to that. It's funny when I first started doing paranormal investigations, when I really got into the ghost business, okay, I never really thought about energy. I never did. And for the longest time, I didn't have a clue about it. I'm being honest with you guys. I didn't have a clue about the energy. I did not know um, for a long time until I met my friend Penny, and she explained it to me. But the fear, the anger, and all those miserable things that we have stored inside, and we release it, it goes out into the universe. Now, what's really crazy, and she taught me this a long time ago, and it kind of like opened my eyes to it. Say like you're a person that is constantly angry, constantly has a ton of anxiety, constantly has a lot of fear, constantly a lot of anger. And what you're doing is you're releasing that energy out there in the universe. Okay? But you have so much of that negative energy coming out of your body, right? That it doesn't go nowhere. And it actually becomes one big black blob, B-L-O-B. And it's pure negativity that follows you everywhere around. I think it was Pigpen on Charlie Brown, I guess it was, that dust cloud followed him everywhere. And I really, it kind of like opened my mind when I saw that Pigpen and, and all the negative energies that people release and how they got this dark cloud over them. And what's really crazy about this is that dark blob that you have going out there, that's always hanging, and that's all your negative energy. It doesn't have a heartbeat. It doesn't have a soul. It's strictly 100% negativity. And wherever you go, that thing's going to go with you, which is going to cause more anxiety, more anger, more hurt, more pain. And pretty soon you're just going to have one massive bulb of ugliness. Heidi says, that's enough. Thank you, Heidi. Rhonda says, the book, The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, hits on exactly what we are discussing about the energy. We put out, brings it back to ourselves and the universe. Yes. And Z says, laugh my ass off at Pigpen on Charlie Brown. Exactly, Sean. Yes. Yes, exactly. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. And being a person who goes out and clears houses and clears negative spirits, I'm not going to go, I'm the demon hunter. I'm not a demon hunter. I go in and I clear houses out and, bad spirits. But you know what? I have dealt with some of those evil, bad blobs that I can't do nothing. I can't touch them because they don't go nowhere. No matter who I call, the angels, my spirit guides, and go under and try to fight these things. And you can't. You can't do it. It's just one big blob, black blob. So you might want to sit back and relax, not relax, but sit back and actually think, and I'm not a doctor, but I'm going to share this. But sit back and see why you're getting all this anxiety, why you're getting all this anger, this hurt, this pain. Think about it, okay? Who knows? Who knows what you're releasing out there? And to be honest with you, the blob that's around you right now, okay, I don't know how to get rid of it, to be honest with you. I don't. I'm just being honest here with you. Now, if you look at all the bad shit that's going on in the world today, all that anger, fear, hurt, and pain that people are releasing in the air, no wonder this world sucks sometimes. No wonder people don't like people don't like other people. People are just mean. Because, there's a lot of light workers out there. Yes, there are. But the negativity is so damn strong and so dark and deep, okay, that it's hard to even like crack a little bit of light through that blob. And that's what's happening right now. Heidi says sometimes these emotions will manifest into KP energies or poltergeists. That's true, Heidi. Absolutely. And CL says this is why some of the people in paranormal are so overcome with drama in their lives. I don't know. Possibility. Possibility on that. Well, somebody jumped up. Okay, hold on a sec. Let me get back up in there. Mary says, I choose to live and project peace. Let me tell you, it's wonderful. Yes, that's what we all should do. Mary got it right on the nail. Had it right on the nail. She says, if we decide to live in peace and harmony, and if it's wonderful, eventually, if a lot of people start doing that, that negative energy might actually break down, which is pretty close to it. Let's see what we got here. Z says, find the light in the darkness and spread that light. Yes, sir. Kurt says, agree, Heidi. I still can't get out of my head that pretty sure Slender Man was manifested from kids. So I believe it happens You can sense this negative energy before you even say one word to a stranger. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And you know what? You might think I'm crazy when I tell you this, but you know what? I look at the eyes, and I have met a lot of people that their eyes were solid black. Solid black. Now, it doesn't mean that they're demonic, okay? But it's not the person that usually has habit, that's usually their soul or whatever. Something else went in on there. I could say, yeah, possibility they got possessed, more than likely they did, but not demonic. Did they cause that thing to go inside them? I don't know. I don't know. But we all need to be happy. Mary, thank you for that wonderful stuff. But we all need to be happy. We all need to be spread the peace. And no matter how hard it is, no matter how hard, no matter how you just want to go and get on a mountain and scream at everybody, behave, everybody spread love, do this, do that. I think the hippies had a thing going back in the 70s and 60s. I really do believe that. Until the drugs came in, I guess. I'm not sure. I was young. I was a youngster. Heidi says, raise your vibe, perhaps. Go within and evaluate, heal, and level up or transmute those lower vibrational energies into love, like an alchemist. Oh, that's a new one. She also says, I believe that too, Kurt, about Slenderman. Just was talking about that exact thing last night. Rondo says, evil feeds off the weak and lost souls. It's easy access for them. Oh, I know you weren't. No, Heidi, I know you weren't commenting in the mean way. Oh, God, no, you're not mean. You're an angel. You're just like an angel, one big angel. Just like everybody in my chat room is my guardian angels. You know what I mean? You guys are great. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be here tonight. But you know what? We're coming up on the bottom of the hour. What I want to do is discuss about the four horsemen, since this is open discussion. Oh, I don't. No one thought that, sweetheart. No one did. No one did. Massive hugs to Heidi. Everybody, give hugs to Heidi. Give her some hug. Give Heidi some love, man. Tell her she's all right. Everything was cool about it. If you give her some hugs, man. But I'm going to go take my break, okay? And I will be back in about maybe 3. And then we'll talk about the horse. Okay? Uh-oh. Looks like the ghosts are popping in on my internet. All right. So do and have a cigarette, get something to drink, and I will be back in about 3 minutes. This one's for Heidi.
I had enough.
Well, you drove out there into the middle of nowhere and had some sort of loud verbal display challenging ET in general out in the middle of nowhere?
That's what I was doing. I actually had a pistol in my hand at the time. I was really ticked off. When I was having this fit, I was waving the gun in the air, okay, and I had this fit. And at this moment, I said, okay.
He was a Louisiana man named Montaldo. Folks around called him Six Gun Joe. Worked with ICAR, don't you know? Investigating UFOs. Out for a drive with a gal one night, they stopped to check out the reporting site. When an alien lit right there on the ground, he commenced to throwing his weight around. Now, old Six Gun didn't take too kindly to that kind of thing, especially without Vaseline or anything like that, Seriously. Well, Six Gun looked that critter right in the eye and said, "Any last wish before you die, yo?" reached for his gun, quick as a twitch, and said, "Fill your claw, you son of a bitch." Now a legend spread across the land about this pistol-waving man. But if you're from space or from Earth below, you don't give no lip to Six Gun Joe.
Are you ready to explore the unknown? Dive into the world of the strange, mysterious, and unexplained with Eerie Expeditions magazine. Each issue is packed with spine-tingling tales, cutting-edge paranormal investigations, and exclusive insights into hauntings, cryptids, UFOs, and more. Whether you're a seasoned investigator or just love a good ghost story, Eerie Expeditions magazine has something for you. Join our growing community of truth seekers and adventure lovers. Subscribe today at EerieExpeditionsMagazine.com and unlock the secrets of the supernatural. Are you ready? That's EerieExpeditionsMagazine.com, where the extraordinary is just a click away. Dare to
Hey, welcome back to the second part of Into the Night with me, your host, Sean Kelly. Again, I want to thank UPRN Talk Radio, 105.3 Mississippi, 107.7 New Orleans. And, of course, my dear friend CL Thomas, she got her podcast coming up later. It's called The Gateway Podcast, right after my show. So what you need to do is after you see my show, you got to go over and show her some love and listen to her podcast, and she's got a good guest on tonight. Darky, I don't know how to pronounce it. So you need to go to the show and see how to pronounce his name. It's Dacre, Stoker, and they're going to talk about the Dracula files, which I think is going to be like really, really cool. Donna, thank you for coming in, honey. Appreciate it. It's good to see you. Oh my gosh, look at all the love that, all right, God bless everybody for giving big hugs and shedding light, love there. I mean, that's what I love about my group. Okay, the people who listen. UOF, what's a UOF? Okay, Kevin's in the same spot as I am. My brain's probably due to this heat. But so just like what we did today for oh, she's dying. Oh, don't die. Come on, CL. Deku. Okay. All right, so you're dying. No, you know what, CL? I'm from Pittsburgh, and you know for a fact that we have our own pronunciations and our own talk and our ways we speak. So it's kind of hard. You know, and they call, whatever. I don't know, but you have to go over and check out CL's show. So look, you know, just Chip Tam and Buggy's baby. Woo, yes sir, yes man. Chip Chop Tam, Isley's Chip Chop Tam. Oh yes. One day, and one Sunday, I'm going to have a show just on Pittsburghese, okay? And we're going to talk, you know, the slang words of Pittsburgh. It'll blow you away. Blow you away. I mean, yeah, we're weird. But I love Pittsburgh. We're great. But so look what we did. I asked everybody to give, you know, Heidi some, you know, give her a hug. And everybody did. And you could tell in the room how much love the room came out to be. There's a lot of loving energy in them. And that's all we need to do. So let's practice that more. Let's just spread the love. Let's just spread the light. And yes, it's for the Yinzers. The Yinzers got to come. Okay, so I'm going to go to my trusty phone for the four horsemen. Okay, who believes in the four horsemen? Who believes in Revelations? Do you think it's for real? Do you think it's not? Mary says, how about it? Slang words from Arkansas? We could do that too, hon. No, we could do that. Joe, I don't know why it's skipping, but mine's skipping too. But the four horsemen refer to figures described in the book of Revelation in the Bible, symbolizing different aspects of the apocalypse. They are associated with conquest, war, famine, and death. In the biblical narrative, they are summoned by the opening of the first four of the seven seals. Mary, you believe in that? Okay. So the first horseman is conquest, right? There's a lot of symbolisms in here. On it, there's a ton of them, and sometimes I think that the first horsemen are riding today with all the bullshit. But I'm going to read it to you. The conquest, it's the white horse, and it's often depicted with a bow and a crown, symbolizing the spread of false religious ideas or a conquering force. Look at all the different religions out there. Now, I'm not talking about Buddhism or, Catholics, Catholicism. I'm not, those are not Protestant. I'm talking about the ones like the Stargate, Star Heaven, the Heaven Child ones, and which to me, it throws some bad mojo. It's amazing what you can grab out of a Bible, one sentence. You can grab one sentence out of a Bible and make a religion out of it. Those are the ones that I'm talking about. Now, I'm not here to judge, okay? And I'm not. I'm just telling you my opinion, okay? And it's already in practice, and it's been in practice for a long time. So maybe the conquest horseman, he's been riding for a very long time. You know what I mean? And maybe there is, and there's a lot of white horses out there too. Heidi says, I definitely think it's symbolism, but I'm very knowledgeable of the book. Rhonda says, I definitely believe in the four horsemen. I'll tell a similar story, just like different characters maybe, which will happen after the rapture if you believe in Christianity. However, I don't judge others' opinions. I don't preach. Me either, hon. I can't preach. If whatever religion you're working with, man, and it's helping you one day at a time and getting you into a good frame of mind, then go for it. The second horseman is war, and it's representing conflicts, and it's a red horse, representing conflict and bloodshed. This horseman takes peace from the earth. Look at all the wars going on out there now. And not just with different countries. Look at the war here going on between two different parties. It's crazy. It's freaking insane. And a lot of people are saying, okay, so maybe the apocalypse is here. I don't know. I know the book. I do know the book. A couple of years ago, the rapture was supposed to be coming, and the rapture never showed up. It's like, who do you believe? Now, when I talk about the four horsemen, yes, it's definitely in the Bible, but I'm not here to speak religious things. I thought it would be a different type of topic I can bring. Like I said, tonight is open discussion night. Mary says, absolutely heartbreaking to witness all this unrest. Yes, it is heartbreaking. And then you got famine. That's a good question, Rhonda. And I want everybody, if they can, answer this, if it's cool. because I will. When it comes and the seals are open, will people listen or will it be too late? My personal opinion, Rhonda, it would be too late. It would be too late. But here's my whole thing about all this shit that's going on and with the four horsemen and Revelation and the rapture, the whole 9 yards. Okay. If it happens, it happens. You know what I mean? If it happens, it's going to happen. How are we going to change it? You know, just like people talk about the nuclear bomb. What am I going to do? 1 minute I see this thing flying, it's going to, destroy me or kill me, whatever. I don't know. But I don't have the power to change anything, so it's going to happen. Kevin says, I am a spirit follows and work with magic and light, take from many cultures and religions. What resonates, so not following anything fully. Kurt says, I hope they listen, but dug through for so long, probably not going to believe them. You're definitely right, Kurt, right on the money. And Rhonda agrees. Thank you. So, look at the famine. It just hits like crazy. It's so true. It's symbolizing scarcity of food and economic hardship. This horseman is associated with high food prices and difficult bartering. Look what's going on in the world now. I don't have to say anything more on that. It's really here in Pittsburgh, where I'm from. I work in this grocery store. Okay. Jacked all the price of meat up $1.07. It's crazy on the prices of food now. And I feel so bad for the elderly because people anybody can afford to spend close to $8 on a pound of ground meat. Crazy, man. Oh gosh. It's just insane. But that shit's happening right now. And the bartering going on between countries. Think about it. And then you got death. And that horse is pale. The most feared of the horsemen, this figure represents death and destruction, often accompanied by Hades. And you know who Hades is. Okay. But and I'm not like some like guru or whatever the hell you want to call it. But you know what? I'm not afraid of death. How can we not be afraid of death? Why would you want to be afraid of death? I mean, to me, and I will take this to my grave, but when you die, it's considered a rebirth. Because when you die, it's the shell. This part of your body, your face, the arms, the skin, that's a shell. That's a shell. Your spirit lives within that. Your spirit lives within that shell. So when you die, right, your shell dies. This shit dies. But your spirit moves on. Donna says the earth is reclaiming its own. Mother Earth is crying and the Creator is angry. Evil is everywhere. So true. So very true, Donna. So very true. Kurt, I never wanted to live in a world that people would step on people's necks just to make $1. I absolutely cannot stand greedy people at all. Do anything for $1. Welcome to the world now, Kurt. And Kevin says, shell shocked. LOL. But no, Kurt, when I was growing up, when I was young, this shit never happened, man. I mean, there was love, there was peace, there was all kinds of good shit going on. And then all of a sudden, in the 80s and 90s, all hell began, and you just throw all that shit out the door. I was born in 1962, okay? And I grew up in the 60s, I grew up in the 70s. And it was the best time of my life. Nothing compares today what I did when I was growing up. Nothing. It was perfect. It wasn't perfect, but it was a lot more fun. And you know, when you read those things on TikTok or whatever, where they say, you know, you had to stay out until the sun, until the street lights came on. That's true. That's true. You did. I mean, there was no problem. Your mother, if it was dinner time, they'd get on the front porch and scream, "Hey, Sean, get your ass home." Joe Fox says it was perfect. But yeah, those were the days we did play in the mud. You know, we got dirty. I mean, we rode bikes and oh my God, it was great. CL says she did that in the 80s. Rhonda says, I miss the 70s too. Too bad most will never know. They won't. That's why I have a real hard time dealing with today's world. I wasn't ready for the change to come. I wasn't. But now I'm here, and now I see it. Andrew says, 1963 here. Street lights or a whipping? Oh, I remember the whippings. Oh my God. I mean, especially when you're in school, we talked about this the other day. You know, you go and you get in trouble at school. I went to a Catholic school. And hey, Michelle, good to see you. Yeah, Kurt, you're a youngster, buddy. But think about it, right? I was in the Catholic school and I got my butt beat by the principal, by the nuns, because I did something stupid. And then I'd have to go home and tell my mom that I did something stupid. And my dad would beat my butt back then after I got home. It's just true. Kevin says, jeans caked the mud. Yep, we had fun outside too, Sean. Yes. Mary was born in 58 and was old enough through the 60s and 70s to witness the changes. And wow, just to go back to that would be like really freaking awesome. It really would be. But it'll never happen. We'll never see it. Back then, we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have iPads. Nothing like that. You know? And I like what CL's here said here, played in the leaves, rode bikes all over the neighborhood, trick or treat. It was so much fun. It was. Now, I mean, you have to be careful when you pass out candy. I mean, how? What we did to get all this freaking candy back then. Get 2 pillowcases and fill them up. Not a problem. And now you have to be careful. It's just not right. But I can't change nothing like that. I can't. Oh, you are right. Nothing compares nothing, right? Hello, Michelle. Good to see you. Everybody, my boss is in the room. Hi, Michelle. Good to see you. What else we got here? Don't know. Oh, Rhonda says the principal whacked my behind with a paddle. Yeah, mine had holes in it, and I am not traumatized. Learned valuable lessons. Nuns and priests, Vecro says, nuns and priests, teachers, and principals didn't like me either. Boy, I tell you what. Okay, shh, I'll be quiet. I promise I'll be quiet, Michelle. But no, that was back then. But it's a little talking about the Four Horsemen here. You know what I mean? This is great, man. We got to have a retro show one night. That would be pretty cool. But all that crap is going on right now. So were the seals broke? Something to think about. Something to think about. They were broke. It's going crazy. I must be saying something right. Yeah, so cell phones. We didn't have the cell phones. But all we could do is to sit back and watch the world go by. Okay? Maybe make a change here and there for ourselves. And maybe try to do it for somebody yet. But at the beginning in the first episode, how we all gave Heidi a hug. And I don't know, my internet's going ballistic over here. I guess I'm popping in and out, but that's okay. You know. Well, it's getting close to the witching hour here. Okay. And wait a minute. Nuns in the sun laughing my ass off. Heat is getting to me. That girl says we're open-minded, of course, Kev. Or we wouldn't be having this convo. That's true. Kurt says that forget left on the world doesn't stop then. True. But yeah, I think we should have a retro show on a Sunday night. That would be like really cool. So it's top of the witching hour. Ciela's coming on about about 15 minutes. And she got that Mr. Star. I cannot pronounce that first name. So it froze on your end. Okay. I'm not. Wow, that's crazy. I'm good. I'm back. That's cool. Mr. Stoker with the Dracula files. Okay, and then maybe ask CL if she can ask the dude to pronounce his name right correctly. I'm just that would be good. But please go over and give CL some love, all right, and listen to her podcast tonight. Really, truly appreciate it. Everybody, thank you. And it was good. Joe Fox was born in '67, and the '80s were absolutely awesome. We are definitely going to have a retro show. So all youngsters out there, got to come in, check it out when it was like. But listen, okay, everybody, thank you for popping in tonight. It's time for me. You have a good night, Sean. It was a good show tonight. Thank you, Rhonda. So everybody, children especially, please go to your parents, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. And parents, please go to your children, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. And if you have no parents, if you have no children, find somebody, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. Because those 3 words, I love you, go a long way. And on that note, good night, everybody. Happy hunting, and I will see you Sunday. Good night.